Krishna, Pranams. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpasubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Hare
So Hare
Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our 7th day of the Purushottama challenge. So today we've completed the first week, and so tomorrow we'll be starting the second week. And today we have a very special guest, His Grace Mahatma Prabhu, who is a disciple of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and he facilitates around the world so many different seminars on developing our relationship with the holy name, japa workshops, also the art of forgiveness. So it's very inspiring and very practical spiritual knowledge that it's very easy to apply in our personal lives. So I'm very honored and happy that Prabhu, thank you so much for agreeing to honor us with your association. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to make you co-host. And
Yeah, my honor to be here and see all these beautiful young girls. So, Purushottama is special, and it also tells us that you can increase your japa. But I have another idea. Because if you do something and you do it not well, and you do it over and over again, it's not really beneficial. So the quality of chanting, that is really the most important thing. So not that you couldn't do more, but I would say first you want to deal with the quality that I'm doing. That's the best. So we're going to talk about what quality means. But when I chant, it is a little difficult to be focused, isn't it? Like you're chanting and sometimes your mind is going here and here and there and there, and you drop down your japa and you look at your photo, you look at your telephone or whatever. So especially in this month, you don't want to mess around with the holy name. You want to do it properly. You have to be able to think of Krishna, to be focused on Krishna. So, what do you think? Is that important? Is that a good idea?
yes, it's a very good idea, Prabhu.
It's probably one of the most difficult things to do is to focus on our japa. It's easy, just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. But to be focused, that's difficult. And so maybe we can try to do something today to help you in some way. Are you ready to think about it? You're ready to try, okay? So, at the beginning, we want to talk about creating effort, because the beginning, if we're going to do well in japa, you have to make some effort. So you can't just chant. I'm just chanting. I'm just chanting, just chanting, just chanting. That's not what we're talking about. We have to create effort. So, first idea is, without effort, we won't attract Krishna's mercy. That's Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said. Without effort, we won't attract Krishna's mercy. So we want to begin in doing japa that I want to make effort. I want to do my best when I'm chanting. It's my efforts that attract Krishna's mercy. It's not like I can make Krishna just magically happen. But if I make an effort, I can try to be my best, then Krishna will give you the mercy automatically. It's easy. You think, I'll just do something and make it happen. No. You make the effort. I will try to be better. I'm going to try to be better. I'm trying to do what Krishna wants me to do. That effort, then he comes in and he shows the mercy. That's important. Otherwise, without effort, you don't get any mercy. Mercy is easy. If you get mercy, everything's easy. If you get Krishna's mercy, chanting becomes easy. But if I don't even try, if I don't make the effort, then I don't get Krishna's mercy. Have you heard that before? Without Krishna's, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, without Krishna's mercy, I won't get his mercy. So we show effort. Now, your effort may not be as good as you want it to be. That's another thing. We all can't be perfect. But if you make the effort to try, that's perfect. I try. So now, you have some offenses when we chant the holy name. Some of you may know that. And one of the most difficult things is that we should be attentive to chanting. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, he said, you may not be able to do everything perfectly, but if you make the effort to do your best, that's perfect. Maybe I don't do it as well as I'd like to, but I make my best effort. And if I make my best effort, that's not being offensive. That's the most important thing, is to make effort. When I chant the holy name, I'm doing my best. That's my devotion. I don't do it necessarily perfect, but my devotion is my effort. I'm going to try my best to chant. Every time I chant, I'm going to try to do my best. That is the way Krishna reciprocates. That's how our offenses to the holy name don't happen when you make the proper effort to do it. That's it. I just do it. So, sincerity in chanting is the essence here. That's what we're doing. We're showing sincerity. I want to do my best. That's it. That makes you successful. That's it. That's all you have to do. Pretty easy, right? Just be sincere. Now, what about the difficulties? What about the obstacles that you run into? You have these efforts, and Prabhupada said, your biggest obstacle is ourself. We're the ones that make our obstacles. So if we just try to be our best, we'll not become our own obstacle. Otherwise, I can do things which are not doing well, and I become my own obstacle. When they asked Prabhupada, when they asked Prabhupada once, what is my greatest obstacle? And he said, you are. You yourself, who's is it his problem? Is it their problem? Is it the late night to night? It's bad. It's early in the morning. It's not good. It's time for breakfast. I can't do it right. He said, the obstacle is not this or that. It's our effort. It's the problem. So if you do your best, you do your efforts the best, you'll be successful. That's for sure. And your chanting will be easier. Because if you're sincere, that's the best way to do it. What do you think? You know what it means to be sincere? You know what it means to be serious? Anybody not know? Some sincerity, I'm going to try to do better. I'm going to try to do it as best I can. That's sincerity. And if you do that when you're chanting, that's the foundation of your chanting is sincerity. Everything will happen easily, much more easily for you. Okay. So, Krishna says, Krishna promises to give you the intelligence and strength needed to overcome any obstacle. So, you may have some problems you're doing, or you're trying to chant, but you're not doing it as well as you'd like to. And Prabhupada says, if you give your intelligence and strength from Krishna, he will automatically overcome any obstacle. So, what is my intelligence? I can give Krishna's intelligence from within and strength from within if I just promise to do my best. That's all. I can't do very much. Krishna can do very big things. So I just try and make a little effort, and Krishna says, oh, I'm going to give you intelligence. I'm going to give you strength. Just because I'm showing automatically within, you see this, like, you just make an effort and then you get intelligence, you get strength. So many good things happen naturally. Isn't that easy? It's so easy. You say, I have difficulty. It's the difficulty is in me. But if I just have a little effort and sincerity, then Krishna will give me the intelligence and the power, the strength. And Prabhupada said, in that state, you can overcome any obstacle, any difficulty. You can overcome just by Krishna's will. That's all. Because within our heart, he gives us, he reciprocates with our devotion. Pretty simple, isn't it? Like within us, we can be really amazing things. We can overcome all kinds of obstacles just by promising to try. That's it. Just try. And Krishna will do everything else. Pretty easy. What do you think? Pretty simple. That's it. You do that, and Krishna will give you. You make a little effort, Krishna gives you everything. You give 1%, Krishna gives you 10 times more. But if you give nothing, then you get nothing. If Krishna will give you 10 times, but if you give nothing, he gives you 10 times 0, which is nothing. So sometimes you might be feeling, I'm not giving Krishna's mercy. Maybe he's willing to give it to you, but you have to make some effort. So you make a little effort to show, and Krishna says, okay, 10 times benefit you'll get. That's amazing. What do you think? It's really easy, isn't it? You make just a little effort, and Krishna gives you so much more. And you can overcome any obstacle. What do you think? Sound good? Sound good? Sound like a good idea? Some of you think it's good. Others you are not really sure. Yeah, it's really good. Every day you go on in your devotional service, it means you're showing Krishna a little sincerity, and Krishna is giving you so much more. That's the beauty of it. So, there's a saying, you should pray as if everything depends on Krishna, but act as if everything depends on you. Pray, so when we pray to Krishna, we say, okay, I'm going to pray to Krishna, everything depends on me. But we should act as if it depends on me. So what does that mean? Because I have to act, it has to depend on me, and then everything will depend on Krishna. He can't just depend on me and we don't make an effort. We can't do 10 times more than nothing. You have to do something. So I depend everything on Krishna, but I depend on me. And by my little effort, it's not like I think I'm going to do major things. I'm just going to do something little. But I know that by Krishna's mercy, he will depend on everything. But I make the effort. I make a little effort, small, but I know Krishna will give something big. What do you think? Sound good? How many of you heard that before? How many of you heard that before? Depend on Krishna, but I do it as it depends on me. Yeah. It's beautiful. Okay. So, now, we're chanting when we're depending on Krishna to help us. And that's the meaning of being humble, being trinadapi sunichena, to be humble. I chant and I'm depending on Krishna, but I don't feel like I'm anybody great or special. But I feel that I'm very low, but Krishna can do very great things to me. So when I chant humbly, I just try my best, humbly chanting, and I depend on Krishna, and you'll become pure. I'm not going to become purified, but Krishna can become purified by me. I can't do it alone, but I can become purified by Krishna giving me his mercy. And I'm just trying. Little bit, I just try, and Krishna gives me mercy. And by that mercy, I can become very purified. If I just try on my own, I'm going to be purified. It doesn't work that way. But if I humbly chant and depend on Krishna, then I allow that purification to come. So that's important. So when I'm chanting, I'm praying to Krishna just to be humble. That's all. Okay. So now we have a problem here. You want to hear what it is? I have a saying. It is called Maya is after your japa. Maya is after you. Maya is going to try to create problems for us. He's after us. He's like the demon is going to get you. So why is this important? Well, the holy name, chanting Hare Krishna, it's so powerful that just by chanting purely, we will awaken our love of Krishna. We are pure. That's our nature, but we become contaminated. So when you chant, gradually you become purified. As you become purified, it revives that loving Krishna. And at some point, when all that contamination goes, all left is Krishna. That's it. You just have Krishna. That's it. Right? It's so powerful. Anybody from anywhere, from any country, any past, anywhere, if you chant purely, you can get love of Krishna deeply. All of us can. But there's a problem. And what's the problem? Maya doesn't want you to chant well. Because if you do, Maya is going to free you from your clutches. And Maya's job is to keep us in the clutches. And so she knows, if I do not chant well, then I don't have to worry. If they're not doing well, I know they're not going to be Krishna conscious. So I don't have to worry. It's very easy. So Maya is always busy with everyone, trying to keep them away from Krishna. But if they can make your japa horrible, then he doesn't have to worry. Automatically, you're not going to become Krishna conscious. So it's so important to recognize the value of chanting. If just chanting a little bit, sincerity, make a little effort, it's going to be really powerful. Really, really powerful. Otherwise, Maya's going to go, oh. So be careful when you're chanting. Be careful. Don't get distracted. Don't think, oh, Maya's trying to get me again. I'm going to chant japa and I'm going to chant and I'm going to look at my phone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, not like that. And when I chant, I'm going to chant. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to chant. 1 japa, 5 japa, whatever you do, just do it. If you do it, you will experience a huge difference. Huge difference in your japa. You'll feel a huge difference. Any of you have that experience? A huge difference between chanting well and not? Any of you have that experience? Like chanting really well and having amazing experiences, and chanting very horribly and having nothing, basically nothing. Sometimes what happens is when we're not chanting well, it's like Krishna's not really, he's not really present there. So we're chanting, but we're not feeling it. But when you feel it, then everything happens. So it's very important to remember that this is Kali Yuga. This is the age. The Harinam is the main way to do it. You know, when Prabhupada initiated us, asked us to chant 64 rounds. And they couldn't do it. And he said, okay, 32. This is all young people. These are, 1965, 1966. In New York, young people. And they said, I can't do 32. And Prabhupada said, okay, 16, no less. And Prabhupada created that. If you chant 16, that will be perfection. Someday when you get to that stage, you can do that. So now Prabhupada has given us that mercy. If I can eventually, if you're not there, if I eventually can chant 16 rounds, that I will give you, promise you, I will go back home, back to Godhead in this life. That's pretty amazing. You chant 16 rounds, 4 principles, and in this life, this will be your last life, and I will go back to Godhead. That's a lot of lives in the material world. How many do you think you've met in the material world? 100,000 lifetimes, 100 million lifetimes, 100 trillion lifetimes, 100 quadrillion lifetimes, unlimited. And Prabhupada's so powerful that he's enabling us in this japa, 16 rounds. I can give you love of Krishna, go back to God. Wow, that's special. Yes? What do you think? It's amazing. So, we're going to talk about something called blueprint. And blueprinting means like how you chant, how you develop your chanting. It becomes more natural to naturally chant that way. So if you're chanting well, if you're trying to chant better, you naturally will do it well. If you don't do it well, then you naturally don't do it well because it's a habit. It's just habitual chanting. I'm chanting in a certain way, and I'm doing it better or I'm doing it worse. It's unfortunate to do it better, to do it poorly, but it's a blueprint. What did Prabhupada say? Yeah. Prabhupada, yeah, what he said. They asked the reporter, he said, well, what do you do by getting chanting? Like, what's the result of chanting? And he said, you get more chanting. They didn't expect that. They were like, well, what's your chanting? How do you do it? He said, difference is chanting. Difference is more chanting. So the more I chant better, or the more I don't chant well, then I don't chant well. I'm going to chant better or not. I'm going to continue chanting. So this is important, and today, for this Purushottama, I think we can just make them important here. That if you try to improve just now, for the next few weeks, you just try to improve, make a little better. You're naturally going to make every day you do it easily. The next day it's going to be easier. The next day it's going to be easier. The next day it's going to be easier. By making an effort to do a little better, it just becomes easier the next day, the next day, the next day. If we don't do it well, then it becomes difficult. So if I don't do it well, then the next week, the next day, it's not well, and then the next day, it's not well. So that's what I call the blueprint. We're creating a blueprint. As we do it well, we continue to do it well. So if you can do better, just the Purushottama, just do it now. Just try to make it a little better, a little more sincerity, and see if it helps you. So by the time you end Purushottama, you'll naturally be doing it better because your habitual way of doing it is going to be better. Otherwise, if I don't chant well, then my habit is to do it well, to do it not well. That's just the way it works. It's how habitual works. You just do something every day, you become that way. It's natural. Anyone notice that? Anyone had that experience before? You ever had good? You ever had bad? Yeah. So the beauty is you can make a little effort and you can make a big result. You make a little effort and then it just becomes easier for you. Everything becomes easier. That's the whole point. Everything I'm talking about is you just make a little effort and Krishna gives you so much and it just becomes natural and easy for you. And if you can do it, especially those of you who are young, if you do it now, you're going to get much better when you're older. So you don't want to do it now when you're young improperly. That's going to be difficult. Okay, so now I have a statement, and it goes like this. Some of you have heard. It goes, when I chant, I chant. When I chant, I chant. What does that mean? It means when I chant, that's what I should be doing. I should just be chanting, nothing else. When you are studying, you can say, when I chant, I chant. When I do study, I do study. When I do this, I do that. It's just the way we're meant to do it. And everything when I chant is just for Krishna. And so I have a thing which is called unplug. Unplug. Leave your world and enter Krishna's world. Unplug. So here's the idea. Think of your chanting japa. Before you begin to chant, there's so many things in your mind going on. But when you chant, all the things in your life, you want to pretend as if your life is plugged in to many things. I have to do this, that. To chant, I want to turn the plugs out. Pull them all out of my life. So now, when I chant, I have nothing else to do. I just have Krishna, no plugs in. Any of you ever seen that picture? I think I have a picture. Hold on, I want to find it for you. I think I have it. If I can get it. Where is it? I'll find it somewhere. Oh, here it is. I've got it. Let me see. Okay. So, let me share. Whoops. Share, okay, share. There you go. So, your world is being plugged in. And you want to turn the unplug off. And now you're just left with Krishna. There's nothing else. It's just you and Krishna. That's it. What do you think? And when you keep that unplugged, then you have so many other things to think about that are not relating to Krishna. But when you unplug, then you can enter Krishna's world. It's very easy. So it's like when you're trying to be Krishna conscious, you don't want to make it difficult. So if you just unplug, it makes it easy for you, so much easier. I've experienced that. It's so much easier. You just don't allow it. Srinivas, Haribol. Srinivas. Oh well. He's in samadhi. Yeah. So if you do this one little thing, it makes it so much easier for chanting. Makes it so much easier. And when you don't do that, it's just you're being distracted by so many things in your mind. It's not good. Okay. So, all right. I want to talk about feeling, because the real thing in bhakti when we're chanting is not just you do some ritual. I'm going to chant, I'm going to say everything properly and sit properly and chant properly. That's all good. But essential is the feeling I have for bhakti. So I'm going to read something. This is from the 8th canto. This is Kunti. He says, "My Lord, your lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. Because one who is not on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot address you with sincere feeling." So I'll take a section of the purport. Being materially advanced means taking birth in an aristocratic family and possessing great wealth and education and attractive personal beauty. All materialistic men are mad after possessing all these material opulences, and this is known as the advancement of material civilization. But the result is that by possessing all these material assets, one becomes artificially puffed up, intoxicated by such temporary possessions. Consequently, such materially puffed up persons are incapable of uttering the holy name of the Lord by addressing him feelingly, O Govinda, O Krishna. It is said in the Shastras that by once uttering the holy name of the Lord, the sinner gets rid of a quantity of sins that is unable to commit. Such is the power of uttering the holy name of the Lord. There is not the least exaggeration in this statement. Actually, the Lord's holy name has such powerful potency, but there is a quality to such utterance also. It depends on the quality of feeling. A helpless man can feelingly utter the holy name of the Lord, whereas a man who utters the same holy name in great material satisfaction cannot be so sincere. A materially puffed up person may utter the holy name of the Lord occasionally, but he is incapable of uttering the name in quality. So here's the statement Prabhupada said. It depends on the quality of feeling. There it is. It depends on the quality of feeling. That's the essence when I'm chanting the holy name. The feeling that I have, I'm feeling some devotion. I'm feeling something in my heart. Then that feeling can be there within our heart. That's what japa is for. To feel some feeling. And maybe I don't have a lot of feeling, but I can have a little bit. I have some. Krishna, I don't even have feelingly. I don't maybe have feeling. Can I bless me to have the feeling? I don't even have it. I can ask to have the feeling. Some way, I have to feel it. That's really important. And there's one other thing I want to ask about this, and then we'll have some questions. This is a simple answer to this to understanding this simple shloka from the Gita. Patra pushpam palam toyam yome bhakta prayachati taram bhakto paritam ashnami varatapmana. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. So, what does he say? He's saying in bhaktya, with devotion, and then he's saying uparitam, offering in devotion, ashnami, accepting prayata atma, from one impure consciousness. So he's saying, I'll give a fruit, a leaf, a flower, water, whatever. That's not the real thing. The real thing is I offer with devotion. Now, if you do deity worship at home, if you offer the deities, do you have some devotion when you have the deities? When you show them, do you show some devotion? I think you naturally do. That desire for the deities or for praying is not different than the chanting of japa, because we're chanting to Krishna. That is Krishna, personally Krishna. So when you're offering the deity, that's also the deity, and Krishna's the deity. And therefore, when I'm approaching my form of the deity in the form of the holy name, I should have that same devotion. You want to do a little experiment here for the next few minutes? I want you to think right now, just meditate on thinking of a deity, either that you have one or at the temple, and just think about devotion, just having some devotion. Just think, feel some devotion to that devotee. Feel that, either you're giving bhoga, or you're giving to arti, or you're letting someone else give it, and you're feeling that. Just allow yourself to feel that. And now, still to feel that, I want you to begin chanting and have that same feeling you have for the deity. Give it to japa, so you can just chant for a few minutes. And we would like you to make that same feeling to the deity as you have to the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay. Our devotion that we have to Krishna, it's so natural to be devotion to Krishna, to have love for Krishna. It's natural because we all have love in the material world. We love our mother, father, our son or daughter, our friends. We have love, it's natural. So that love for Krishna, it's also natural. You just have to manifest that more in your devotion. And you can naturally show that quite easily with your japa. It's not difficult. So there's more I could say, but we're supposed to end it in 10 more minutes. Is that the idea?
I mean, yes, Prabhu, but we're happy to, I'm sure everybody will be happy to stay a bit longer if you like. So please don't feel limited by
Okay.
time.
Okay, so you have some chats, things. So I'm going to check your chat and see if you have anything. Okay, just going to go down and see. I can't explain how much peace I'm feeling after hearing you. Oh, yes. I just want you to, whatever I've been able to help you, I just pray that you continue it and increase it. What he says, I just don't know how to say, but every day I get all the good things. Only sometimes, only I will get bad things. Does this mean that pure to Krishna? It just means it's the nature of the world. Sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down. But you want to be stabilized, even if it's not well. If you just become attached to Krishna, you'll be fine. Even the negativities will not disturb you. That's the idea. Oh, here's a big one. How to be humble in the family who doesn't agree with Krishna consciousness. I'm practicing. I get fiercely defensive when I hear some offensive words against Krishna and devotees. Tolerating words feels so heavy, but getting angry and defensive, all these words feel like not pleasing Krishna. I'm not being humble at this. How should I handle? I think as best as possible, don't do anyone to agitate them. And, if they're upsetting you, just do it privately. That would be the best thing I can think of. You don't want to create anybody that's going to be offensive to you. That's horrible. As far as possible, just be peaceful. If you can, as best possible. My mind keeps flickering between faith and doubt, especially when I hear impersonal philosophy. How do I develop strong, steady faith in Krishna? One important way of faith is associating with devotees who are faithful. As much as possible, being around those who have faith. And your faith will grow by having faith of others. If you're around people who don't have faith, that's going to undo you. You should study Shastra, study Prabhupada as much as possible, and if you do things well in Krishna consciousness, you will experience something special, and that's how you will faith strengthen you. If you experience something and it experiences happy or experiences anything good in Krishna consciousness, that naturally becomes your faith. It's your faith is, it's just what, it's like if you're going to eat something and I look at and I think, oh, I don't think that's going to be good. I don't like it. I don't have faith in you. And I say, just taste it. No, I just taste it and then you'll understand. He goes, okay. And he tastes a little bit and it's so delicious. It's like, wow, this is really good. I really have this. So it's by our experience that you have faith. And so by at least doing Krishna consciousness, at least being faithful to some degree, it will allow you to develop your Krishna consciousness better. And as you develop it better, you feel the faith because your faith is happening. It's real. That's how it happens. You have faith by experience. That's just how it is. Everything in the world, you have faith. It's because you experience it. Yes. Okay. All right. Actually, how did you deal with guilt? Because sometimes after inattentive chanting or because of anything, sometimes I think much more, which should be not exactly overthinking, and that guilts me, anxious, etc. Well, I think, the simplest way to not have guilt is to not do things that would cause you to be guilty. I mean, if, let's say, you're doing and you're inattentive and you're feeling guilty, all right, just stop. Don't worry about it. Just go on now and do better. That way, you don't have to feel guilty because you can stop doing poorly and then doing it well. But if you go on continually doing it poorly, naturally you're going to feel guilty. So at least if you don't do it well, do it a little better. Just a little. Try a little better. And then you don't need to have the guilt because you're doing better. That's the best way. Otherwise, you're going to naturally feel guilty. Yeah. How can I tell the difference between humility and low self-esteem with myself? If you know the difference between humility and low self-esteem, I would say it's probably low self-esteem more than humility. Probably, if you're feeling that way, it's probably you're feeling that way. But your self-esteem, you're a devotee. You have so much self-esteem. You're a devotee, you're following Krishna consciousness. You have so much self-esteem. It's natural. You have so much to give. You have so much to give good in your life. And Krishna, he's loving you. He's so kind. There's no reason to feel low self-esteem. It's not necessary. You have Krishna. What more could you ask for? I'm from a non-devotee family. Please bless me with more and more devotee association. I love my family and I want them to be Krishna consciousness too. So that can also serve Radha Madhava. Well, if you're a devotee and you act as a exemplary devotee, very kind to the family, very humble, very trustful, etc., it's going to have an impactful influence on the family. That's the best way you can do it. And just keep acting that way. Just be a good person and a good devotee. And you can't make it happen, but that's a very powerful way that it does normally happen. And you can pray to your family, I want you to be devotees. You can pray every day, silently to them, to your deities. You can pray to them. How I can preach, just be an example. It's the best way. Just be an example. Be a good devotee and a good, not just a good devotee, be a good person. Both. It's very important. But how to become closer to Krishna and closer to Krishna. If you execute Krishna consciousness every day, day in and day out, you will come closer to Krishna. Because the desire is within us. The desire to be Krishna is within us. But as you become more advanced, naturally your desire becomes stronger. As the contamination is eliminated, then there's nothing left but Krishna's heart coming out at you. So Krishna is there in our heart, but we have contamination. As you become purified, gradually the impurities leave you, and there's nothing left but Krishna, because that's our nature. Everyone's nature is to be Krishna conscious. Everyone's natural is to love Krishna. That's just the natural way. We all love him. So as I become more purified, naturally my love is going to naturally expand more and more. It's just natural. You don't have to do anything about it. It will happen. I mean, that's the thing. That love for Krishna, it's there within all of us. It's just covered. That's all it is. It's like so as you allow us to purify that, then that love comes out more strongly. And one day, that's all there is. It's just Krishna. Pretty simple, isn't it? Pretty simple philosophy, right? Our idea is to revive our Krishna consciousness. And when I become Krishna conscious, that's what happens naturally. So your chanting is one of the most powerful ways of the contamination being eliminated. And your love for Krishna just becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. How can I find my Srila Gurudev? You'll just keep trying. You listen to many devotees and one day you'll find out. With regards to the blueprint in chanting, when we get a day or bad japa in a while. Does this mean that the last few sessions have been offensive, or does that mean that sadhu hearing serving had been poor, or is a combination of both? It's not like you're going to ruin yourself in one mistake. It's just if you're continually acting that way, day in and day out, you're going to be affected. But if your service is good, your devotion, your japa is good, some days it's not bad, but it's just a day here or there. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. I don't want to say that my chanting is offensive. I don't think we should. But just say I can be better. Because if you're chanting, you're sincerely trying. It's not like you're offensive per se. You're still chanting, so you're making some effort. Otherwise you would stop, right? But you can be better, that's all. How to come out of the influence of modes of ignorance, which makes me lazy in practicing bhakti, even after hearing so much and understanding the things, but unable to dedicate completely. Well, if you understand the rare value of being Krishna conscious, if you understand the value of being Krishna consciousness, of being Krishna consciousness, if you can have a little ability to show a little will that this is so important for me, it is so important to Krishna. Just let me make a little will, just show a little effort. It will help you a lot if you're, what did you say, lazy. Yeah. Somehow or other, you have to think of ways in Krishna consciousness that will inspire you. What can you study that will inspire you? How can you associate with others who will inspire you? What you can make happen in your life that will inspire you in some way. Because if you don't have any inspiration, you have nowhere to go in Krishna consciousness. You have to show some inspiration. That's what does everything in devotion, is ultimately it's your emotion is what keeps you going. So you have some emotion for Krishna. It can help you overcome laziness. But if you have no emotion, then only laziness, and then there's nothing. And then you spend day in, day out, year after year, wasting the value. And that's not something I think you want to do. So think about that. I mean, I could give you a whole lecture for these things, but I would say that one of the offenses of the holy name is to be lazy, is to make some effort for Krishna. Maybe just one mantra, I'll do it. One japa, one round, I'll do it. Maybe I'm not going to be inspired. Let me do one. Let me see. Because by doing one inspired, it will get you inspired to do more. That's important. So it's like you have to break through. You have to break out of this. You're stuck in a certain way. You have to somehow break through it. And you have to give some inspiration to cause you to break it out and say, okay, I can do this. If this is what you want, if you really want to do it, you'll be able to do it. Yeah. Bless my sister and family. Okay. Blessings. Where are they? I have to see them to bless them. How do I overcome this feeling that now I'm practicing bhakti, I'm better than others, or people are on lower level of consciousness than me? Oh, that's important. I may be better by the mercy of Krishna. Without that mercy, I'm nothing. So, and I'm thinking I could also give it up. So rather than thinking I'm better, I'm thinking I'm grateful. I'm chanting and I'm grateful. I'm not better than anyone, but I'm grateful. That's it. That's humility. I'm not better than anyone. Actually, devotee means I'm not better than anyone. But because I accepted Krishna's mercy, accepted Srila Prabhupada, I'm able to do something. But it's only because I'm doing it by him. It's not me doing it. That's how we think. My father said to me that if you say the name of Krishna wrongly, the karma will be a lot. What does that mean? What does it mean? You didn't chant the name properly? Krishna or something? Is that what he meant? You chanted wrongly? Well, I can tell you a story. If you're not chanting Krishna's name properly, the devotees, they heard in the early days, Prabhupada, all these different devotees chanting Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, so many ways, strange ways, not properly, due to their own ways of doing it. And one devotee was telling Prabhupada some Sanskrit. He said, "Oh, your people, you're not saying the name Krishna properly." And Prabhupada said, I understand. They're not saying it properly. But he was saying, I may not say it properly, but I know what Krishna is saying. I know what Krishna, I don't say it properly, but Krishna understands what he's saying. Hare Krishna. It's not Hare Krishna. No. Hare Krishna. Oh, that's not right. Hare Krishna. No, but Krishna knows. Even if it's not proper, he knows it. There's another thing interesting. A devotee had given Brahminical initiation, and he could not understand Prabhupada's Sanskrit. He would say it, and he would repeat, and he would mess it up. And after like 3 minutes, Prabhupada said, "Forget it. I can't show you how to do it." And the devotee was feeling like, "Oh no." And he said, "It's okay." He said, "It doesn't matter. Your sincerity is you're so sincere. That's what matters." So even if he's not chanting properly, but he's sincere, Krishna accepts him. Beautiful. How can I control my ego, not get angry over small things, and not feel guilty afterwards? How can I stay calm and humble? Well, how I can control my ego. That's going to take us about 20 years to answer that one. That is a huge problem. But if you have some humility, maybe not a big thing, but you don't have this, my ego is like, I have to do everything this way. This is the way I am, and I have to do it this way. It creates problems. It just creates so much anxiety for you. It disrupts your consciousness. It's so upsetting. So if I can be a little humble, then it's just, I am creating my own anxiety by being angry, by being egoistic. But I'm the one who's causing the problem myself. So if I can be a little more humble, a little peaceful, I can try, you will be so much beneficial. You'll benefit so much. And all this, agitation that we get, but we're getting from ourselves. There may be things you have to talk about, but you don't have to become angry. There may be things you have to talk about. Doesn't mean you have to be ego. And if you calm down, you'll be much happier. So at least try that. As being scared of, I will chant better rounds. I have to face Maya hiding behind horrible rounds. Come easily. Well, when you're thinking about doing something, don't think about you're not going to do something well. You're thinking, it's going to be bad, it's going to be bad. Don't think that way. That's a blueprint. You're creating a blueprint. I'm going to be bad, I'm going to be bad. Think of making it better. Just don't think about, it's going to be bad, it's going to be horrible. Think I'm going to do it better. That's the way to do it. Because if you think, I'm not going to do it, that's what happens. You just become more of not doing it by saying, I'm afraid of doing this. That's why you do it. That's how it works. So, anytime you're afraid of doing something, you attract it. I'm afraid this is going to happen, then you're attracting it. So you want to attract the opposite. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be chanting well. And if I don't chant well, I can stop and I can do better. That's the best way to do it. Meditate on meditate in your mind how I can do things better. Every day, meditate. I'm going to do this better. I'm going to do this better. And if you do it every day, you'll change it. What is the right way to balance material and spiritual duties? As we cannot abandon both. You do material duties. Prabhupada said you should have 8 hours a day for work, not more than 8. So, as far as possible, if you can, have a balance. There, you just have to develop how to do that. But don't be like 14 hours a day working. That's not what you want to do. You have to be balanced as far as possible. You have to have enough sadhana to be peaceful, to not be able to burn out, to fry out. That's not healthy. So as long as you know you're not overwhelmed materially, then it's okay. And if you're feeling it, you'll have to do something to minimize it. Maybe you have 4 kids or something, then, or you have, some difficulties and you're, have a difficult time. But generally you have control. If we have questions, how we can reach out to me. You can ask Guranga Kadarbika, she can tell me. And yes. I don't know, maybe we have to have another class or something. You have somebody to ask.
So many questions.
Yeah. Maybe make another class. I think I have too much time here. Yeah. It's almost 10 o'clock and I haven't had breakfast yet. So maybe if you want, we can do another time.
Yeah, we'd be so happy to have you, Prabhu. So I'll definitely let you know if another speaker cancels or for future program, we would love to. I can see in the chat how engaged everyone was. And personally, I got so much from this because a lot of the times we feel that, wow, Krishna can't, I'm never gonna chant purely, how are we gonna get there? But so then you just reassuring us saying that just by making an effort and trying our best, that is
Yeah.
that is being perfect. That is perfection. So that is very encouraging.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Haribol. And always think in yourself, I can do better. I will do better. It's important. Because if you keep thinking about it, it will be a natural way you'll do it better. So I can meet with, at some point, those of you who have more questions, we can come back and.
Yes, 100%. I can contact you, Prabhu, and we can see when.
Yeah.
When have another class.
Sounds good. All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Okay. Thank you all for coming.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol. All
Hare
glories to
Krishna,
Srila
Prabhuji,
Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna Gurudev.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev, Haribol.
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for this wonderful class.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, and thank you so much and Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you all.
Hare
Hari.
Krishna,
Thank you. Hare
Mataji.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Gurudev. Haribol,
Hare
Gurudev.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
All right.
Hare.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Gurudev.
So tomorrow oh, sorry, Prabhu, I think I had muted you accidentally.
I was just going to say goodbye. Anyway, go ahead.
So tomorrow we have at 5:15 a.m. Indian time, we have our 45-minute morning japa session, and it's been really, really sweet to have all of us chanting together. Personally, it's been helping me. So now that we got so much practical insights from Mahatma Prabhu, then we can try to apply it tomorrow. So hopefully we can see you all there at 5:15 a.m. for our japa session. Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki.
Which is Haribol. Jai Ho.
Jai Mahatma Prabhu? Oh, okay. Okay. Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki jai. Shri Shri Panchatattva ki jai. Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. And tomorrow evening at 6 p.m., we'll have the honor of receiving the association of Srila Lokanath Swami Maharaj. So again, please join. Tomorrow's also a very special session. So you can invite your friends and family. So I'll see you tomorrow for morning japa session and the evening session. Hare Krishna.